Yeah, I know what I could do to him, and he knows it too. So, you know, it speaks for itself. We sparred each other and everything, and I'm just too small.
No, you just didn't do. He didn't snap his jab.
Teofimo Lopez fires back at Shakur Stevenson. After he leaks his sparring with him, Lopez clearly asserts dominance, showing he controlled the sparring sessions. Shakur tries to downplay it, claiming he wasn't knocked out, but Teofimo's words leave no doubt. When Shakur tried to counter or box, Lopez dictated the pace, proving his skill and power.
When you try to counterpunch me, it's not going to work. When you try to box me, it's not going to work. When you try to brawl with me, it's not going to work. So what is your options? Just to survive or find a way.
Teofimo is on the defensive here, trying to squash rumors about being knocked out in sparring. He insists it wasn't about power, but pacing and strategy, subtly throwing shade at Shakur's ability to handle the rounds. By highlighting the move up to 140, Lopez reminds everyone this was a challenging session and he came through unscathed.
And really is that if you look for the knockout, you won't get it. You know, I think really it's just all about setting the good pace early in the beginning rounds and then going from there, setting that tone. I think that I don't see him going those 12 rounds. This is his first time moving up.
Eddie Hearn is quietly exposing Teofimo Lopez here. He makes it obvious that all that hype about Lopez being some unstoppable force is just smoke. Real improvement comes from consistent gym work, not flashy claims. Training day in, day out is what separates fighters like Shakur from Lopez's occasional bursts of brilliance.
In camp, living in camp, training with him day in, day out. And it made a big difference in the fight. So I think he knows that the way that he's going to improve is time in the gym and also the quality of sparring.
Derek Chisora is calling out Teofimo Lopez without naming him. Sparring isn't about who throws the hardest punch, it's about correcting mistakes, something Lopez clearly struggles with. All that talk about him dominating sessions, Chisora suggests those supposed knockouts are meaningless, and Lopez is still learning to stop making rookie mistakes in the gym.
It's only different. Sparring, you're there to learn. So the guy you knocked out in sparring, he's understand, okay, I did this silly move, that's how I got knocked out. So I'm gonna have to stop doing these silly moves.
Duke McKenzie isn't holding back on Teofimo Lopez. He's putting him squarely in the not world-class bin, essentially saying all the hype about Teofimo's skills is overblown. McKenzie implies that while Lopez can throw punches, he hasn't yet earned the respect of true insiders or proven he belongs among the elite.
I don't think he's world-class. He's not really my cup of tea. I mean, I don't look at boxing probably the way you do or most sort of fans do. I look at it.
Johnny Nelson isn't holding back on Teofimo Lopez. He's basically saying all that talk about perfect training camp is a lie. Lopez's legs are shot, plain and simple. No amount of hype or excuses can hide it. Nelson implies that Teofimo's stamina and mobility are already compromised, and it's only going to get exposed in a real fight.
And I said, look, if you're to believe that he had the best training camp, his legs have gone. And if I've got it wrong,
Shakur Stevenson is subtly putting Teofimo Lopez on notice here. While Lopez brags about sparring, Shakur's focus and confidence show he's unshaken. He acknowledges Lopez's skill, but makes it clear that he's prepared for the challenge. The implication? Lopez might talk big, but Shakur is ready to match him every step of the way.
I wanted to push myself. I know that Teo is a tremendous fighter. I know he's on an extremely high level. And I feel like, well, I know that I can beat him, but I know that this should be a tough session. So
Eddie Hearn is painting Teofimo Lopez as the fighter who can talk but lacks the defensive IQ and athletic finesse of Shakur Stevenson. While Lopez may have power, Hearn makes it clear that Shakur's combination of smarts, speed, and finishing ability puts Lopez on notice, suggesting that brute force alone won't be enough to dominate this matchup.
I think I don't know how good the fight will be, but I think Shakur is, again, like pound for pound, IQ-wise, I think he's even up there with a Terrence and those kind of guys, you know. I think the difference with Boots is he's got the defensive mastercraft and he also has the aggressive power to turn your lights out, and I think that's quite different.
Rolly Romero is clearly highlighting Shakur Stevenson's superior boxing IQ and technical mastery. From an analyst perspective, this exposes Teofimo Lopez's limitations. While Lopez has power and athleticism, he lacks the ring intelligence that allows Shakur to control fights. Romero's comment suggests that Lopez's explosive style might not be enough against a fighter who reads, adapts, and counters with precision. In a matchup like this, intelligence and timing will likely trump raw strength, and Lopez will need more than physical tools to compete with someone as composed and strategic as Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur is an incredible fighter. Shakur has a really high boxing IQ and a very. Shakur coming out. It's gonna be a good fight. I like to see it.
Timothy Bradley Jr. points out that Teofimo Lopez's athleticism and speed make him a serious threat despite technical gaps. Analysts would note that while Shakur excels in IQ and defense, Lopez's explosiveness can punish any lapse. This commentary frames Lopez as dangerous in bursts, forcing Shakur to stay disciplined and strategic. It also hints that Lopez's reliance on raw talent might backfire if Shakur controls distance and pace. The fight, therefore, is a test of Shakur's adaptability versus Lopez's physical gifts, with the potential for Lopez to make an impact early if underestimated.
It's not gonna be an easy damn fight for Shakur Stevenson. No, it ain't gonna be an easy fight. No. After studying freaking Lopez yesterday, man, look. That athleticism that he got.
Keyshawn Davis underscores the advantage Shakur has in knowing Teofimo Lopez inside out. Analysts would highlight that familiarity from amateur days gives Shakur insight into Lopez's tendencies, strengths, and weaknesses. This historical knowledge can offset Lopez's physical advantages and make him more predictable in critical moments. Lopez's raw power and speed are impressive, but facing someone who understands him completely changes the dynamic. Shakur can anticipate patterns and capitalize on mistakes, making this not just a physical matchup, but a mental chess match where Lopez's unpredictability is reduced by Shakur's preparation and ring IQ.
These dudes very well. Shakur had talked about this shit before it was actually official, and I'm like, Core, you know this nigga can fight, right? Core like, nah, bro, I know, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like, we all excited about the fight, bro. Like, we all know it's at stake. Like, we've been knowing Teofimo since we was 12 or 13 years old and amateurs, bro. Like, we all been winning nationals together. Now we're pro having to fight each other, so.
Timothy Bradley Jr. emphasizes Lopez's speed and explosiveness as major hurdles for Shakur Stevenson. From a professional analyst viewpoint, Lopez's athletic gifts make him dangerous in open exchanges, but they don't replace skill or strategy. Shakur's intelligence and defensive mastery allow him to neutralize raw aggression, forcing Lopez to adapt. Analysts would say the fight hinges on whether Lopez can blend his speed with tactical adjustments. If he relies solely on power and bursts, Shakur's ring IQ will dominate, turning Lopez's athleticism into flashes of promise rather than consistent effectiveness throughout the bout.
It's not gonna be an easy damn fight for Shakur Stevenson. No, it ain't gonna be an easy fight. Nope. After studying freaking Lopez yesterday, man, look. That athleticism that he got, that's...
Amir Khan gives a balanced assessment of Teofimo Lopez, acknowledging his raw power, all-round boxing skills, and ability to turn it up when necessary. From a professional analyst perspective, Lopez is dangerous, but Khan subtly highlights his inconsistency. While Lopez can shine against certain opponents, his reliance on bursts of energy and power may be tested against a cerebral fighter like Shakur Stevenson, who consistently demonstrates adaptability, defensive mastery, and superior ring IQ. Analysts would point out that Lopez's past victories, including those over Lachenko, showcase his potential, but they also emphasize that he has yet to face someone who can neutralize both his aggression and athleticism simultaneously. This fight could expose gaps in Lopez's approach, as he may overcommit or fail to adapt under sustained pressure from a technically superior opponent like Shakur.
The fight between Stevenson and Lopez, what a fight.
Who wins that?
Lopez. You think Stevenson? Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him, I've had him on the pod, he bangs hard. He's a good all-round boxer, slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is. Look, he's the type of guy I know about Lopez is that when he has to turn it up, he turns it up. And I think with someone like Shakur, he will have to turn out big time. And obviously Shakur, we've not really seen him in the deep end. Look at Lopez, he's fought the likes of Lomachenko. He's beaten some great names on the way, man.
Conor Benn highlights the psychological edge in this fight. Teofimo Lopez may have confidence in his power and skill, but his arrogance in underestimating Shakur Stevenson could backfire. From an analyst's view, Lopez's mindset suggests he may approach this fight overconfidently, expecting to dominate simply because of his physical tools. Ben's comments point to Lopez's underestimation of Shakur's adaptability, defensive IQ, and counterpunching ability. Analysts would argue that fighters who misjudge opponents at higher skill levels often pay for it, as technical precision and strategy outweigh raw power over the course of 12 rounds. Lopez's challenge will be blending his athleticism with calculated tactics, but Ben hints that he hasn't faced the deep end yet. This matchup could expose Lopez's gaps in ring intelligence and discipline, leaving him vulnerable to Shakur's measured strategic approach.
I'm back in Teo. I think he's in a hard fight. Well, it's not a taxing fight. He's in a complex fight in terms of boxing fight. He's not in a.
Playing devil's advocate, obviously, as a journalist as well, you look at pound for pound rankings and Shakur is a lot higher. I know you don't like Shakur, but do you not have respect for what he could do against Teofimo Lopez? Because you've dismissed him there, Conor.
No, I don't not like Shakur. I like Shakur. I'm just insulted he thinks he can come up to my weight and feel like he can just make it easy work. Or come up to my weight then. I don't not like him. I think he's a funny guy. I think he's
Lamont Roach critiques Teofimo Lopez's mental consistency, noting that he occasionally suffers lapses in judgment and composure. From a professional analyst perspective, this is a major concern against a highly intelligent fighter like Shakur Stevenson. While Lopez possesses natural power and athletic ability, his tendency to overcommit or react impulsively could be exploited by a disciplined opponent. Roach references Lopez's unexpected struggles against Kambosos as an example of how lapses in focus can lead to dangerous situations. Analysts would argue that Shakur, with his exceptional ring IQ and defensive acumen, is perfectly positioned to capitalize on these mental mistakes. Lopez's aggressiveness and tendency to rush exchanges may leave him open to counters and tactical exploitation, highlighting that his physical talents alone will not suffice against a fighter of Shakur's caliber and experience.
He has like a little mental lapses every once in a while. Look at the Kambosos fight. Like, that's a fight that people would never expect Kambosos to win, and he won a grueling match against him as well. So I just, I don't know. I don't think he can get it done against Shakur when it comes to like, because it's gonna be just a skill match. I don't think he's gonna try to. Or he's going to try to rough. He's going to try.
Teddy Atlas emphasizes the skill and talent on both sides, but subtly implies that Teofimo Lopez may not fully live up to the hype. From an analyst's perspective, while Lopez brings raw power and explosiveness, his technical inconsistencies and occasional lapses can be exploited by a cerebral fighter like Shakur Stevenson. Atlas notes that both fighters are highly skilled, but the real intrigue lies in whether Lopez can combine athleticism with disciplined technique. Analysts would point out that Shakur's defensive mastery and adaptability make him a constant threat to Lopez's aggressive style. The matchup promises action and electricity, but Lopez's reliance on power rather than strategy could be his undoing. Ultimately, this fight will showcase whether Lopez can elevate his ring IQ to match Shakur's technical brilliance and maintain composure under sustained pressure.
I don't know if it will. I mean, style-wise, I could see you having a little reservations, you know, whether or not these guys will make for dynamite, they will make, you know, for electricity. I don't know if they will, but I tell you what they will make for. Two skillful fighters, two talented fighters, you know, two fighters that are at a high skill level that will compete.
The Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez showdown is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing fights of the year. Analysts agree that while Lopez brings explosive power, athleticism, and past big fight experience, Shakur's superior boxing IQ, defensive mastery, and adaptability give him the strategic edge. This isn't just a battle of strength versus skill, it's a chess match in the ring, where timing, patience, and mental fortitude will likely decide the winner. Fans are buzzing with debate. Can Lopez turn it up and impose his style? Or will Shakur's precision and calm under pressure neutralize every attack? Comment below with your predictions. Who takes the win in this clash of titans? Make your voice heard and let's see who the boxing world truly believes will come out on top.